Rhea Ripley just made a shocking revelation about Vince McMahon, something in which I didn't even know. But it is something in which you're going to leave this video shaking your head. Oh, wow, did she dodge a major bullet? Because anytime you talk about Rhea Ripley, Vince McMahon, they don't really go together. The pairing doesn't make a lot of sense. We think about it, right? Because when Rhea Ripley was in NXT UK, she had to fight the system. She didn't fit what she wanted her character to be. She fit what they wanted it to be. And you best believe when she hit the main roster, started working under Vince McMahon, they didn't mesh. And it's more dramatic than what you think. Because Rhea Ripley started out as a blonde girl next door type character, but she was afraid that she's going to be a little too much compared to Charlotte Flair. So she completely took the game. A gigantic gamble that changed her life, changed her career, and it paid off in a big way. She changed her character completely, cutting her hair, going to a darker, more serious, high character, and she took NXT UK by storm. When she went to NXT, she absolutely got over. She popped huge, and it paid off even bigger, becoming a top-tier star. And so fans started to wonder, when she make her main roster debut? And she did. And oh, did Vince McMahon have a horrific way of doing that. They had her lose the NXT Women's Championship to Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 36. Yep, that's what they had in store for her. And so she recently did an interview with Chris Van Vliet talking about her dealings with Vince McMahon. We will get to this old man in a moment, okay? But she was talking about her run with the Judgment Day and being paired with Dominik Mysterio years later. She said, honestly, I think that was like another turning point in my career. Being partnered with Dominik and being part of the Judgment Day made me open up as a performer. It made me have to work a lot more because I was doing 9 segments in a 16-segment show, sometimes more. We were doing everything as part of the Judgment Day. I was running around helping Finn and Damien and helping Dom and doing promos, making business deals, wrestling myself, doing women's storylines. And I was just like, I had no time to think about absolutely anything. I just had to go and go. I was like, what do I need? Cool. Going live in 3, 2, 1. Do what you got to do. Then being partnered with Dom, it just helped my character transform into something different because I feel like in NXT, I was doing the same thing, but on different brands. I was on NXT UK and I was the face. They came from the second Mae Young Classic, and then I kind of transferred onto NXT, but in a babyface sort of manner, which was a little bit different, but kind of the same. And then as soon as I hit the main roster, it was COVID. So Vince didn't know what to do with me. He didn't know if I was a face or a heel. And he's like, well, she looks like a heel. Everyone was like, you don't understand. She's a babyface. People actually liked it. He's like, nah, she's a heel. So then going out there and being confused on what I'm doing, but not having the crowd reaction to actually feed off of and prove my point that I was a babyface at the time, it made it really hard. And then after that, it was trial and error with the tag team stuff, but also holding on who I was in NXT. I felt like I got partnered with Dom. I could have actually blossomed a little bit different. But instead of being a hard butt all the time, I was Mami. So here's the point of this video. This goes to show what a lot of talents had to deal with when it comes to Vince McMahon. He always thought he was right. He never listened to others' opinions. He never thought of anything but his own idea. To the point where he would consistently change his own idea, right? We always heard the stories of him ripping up scripts hours, sometimes minutes of full showtime. Sometimes they were ripping up scripts during the show, rewriting them, trying to make it, quote unquote, the best they could be. But at least this turned out to be a bunch of nonsense that made no sense. Everyone, including John Moxley, who has talked about it publicly, talking about being frustrated within the WWE creative ecosystem and dealing with Vince McMahon. Rhea Ripley, one of WWE's biggest stars, has now come out and given her side of the situation. Yes, did Rhea Ripley blossom, turn into the star that we all know and love today under Vince McMahon? Yes. Yes, she did. She was with the Judgment Day. She was with Dominik. He made that happen. But her character, which was struggling at the time she joined this faction, joined this route, I think it blossomed under Triple H. I think it took off under Triple H. I strongly believe that if it was not for Triple H, Rhea Ripley's career would not become what we know and love today. I just don't. I think it had to be Triple H who brought that out in her. He brought that out in her in NXT. He saw the raw potential. He saw, okay, in 2-3 years down the line, this woman is going to be a major star. But she did that. That's what Rhea Ripley did. We have heard some crazy nonsense from the last 6 months regarding WWE's product. It's formulaic. It's too predictable. Nothing big happens every week. Some people would be honest to say, hey, Vince McMahon should really try to buy back WWE. Y'all, I don't think y'all understand the realities in which this fan base dealt with on a week-to-week basis under Vince McMahon. This was some bad creative. Bad. Things did not make sense. Things were not seamless. They did not just go straight on. But yet, some fans are saying, oh, we should want Vince McMahon back. No, we should not want Vince McMahon back. Not at all. So I think if you look at it like this, Rhea Ripley, a lot of other people are better off with Vince McMahon being gone. All right? I believe that. So let me know down in the comments area below. What do you think about Rhea Ripley's comments? I think she's spot on. I think she said exactly what needed to be said. I think she said exactly what she had to say. Because Rhea Ripley in 2025 is one of the biggest stars that WWE has. Not just in the women's division, the entire company. She is one of the biggest stars that they have. One of their most overliked rover baby faces. That's what it's all about, y'all. That's what you need to keep in mind. Rhea Ripley, under Triple H's guidance, his leadership, his creative direction, is a much better Rhea Ripley than she would ever be under Vince McMahon. Just saying, facts are facts. They do not lie. They do not deny. That's what Rhea Ripley is all about. I look forward to seeing what she does for the rest of 2025 because it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. And we're going to see how it all plays out. Yeah.